Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today we're going to be touring around the server that I had before I was making YouTube videos, and there is a little bit of information I need to tell you. First of all, this backup is actually from beta 1.8.1, so I'd started making videos, but when I started this server I had not done any videos on YouTube, and it was on this server that I found my way to YouTube and started making them, so it's pretty nostalgic to be here, I guess. The other thing to point out is that we are in a desert biome because this is a flat world. It is a redstone ready one, so everywhere we will go, the biome will be desert. So everything's going to look a little bit different from how it would have done back when we were playing on here. But we are in 1.7.9 right now, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get the old Minecraft versions to work to go around it and see it how it was and play it how it was back then. So a few things to keep in mind: we have less building materials overall because the game was a lot older, and there were no efficiency tools. You had diamond picks and such, but you didn't have efficiency. So already I'm starting to feel that as I look around. It felt so much bigger back then, but we actually only took up a small area of the map, and the reason why is because the game was a lot harder to play and do back then. So we are walking up to my base right now, by the way. Originally I had a humble little house on the hill that I was hoping would be in the backup, but then I replaced it with this glass and half slab pyramid. And so let's go inside and have a look. And by the way, I used to play on this server with a texture pack, and unfortunately I couldn't find that one, so we weren't able to tour it with the texture pack. But we're in 1.7.9, the regular current Minecraft, and this is one of my, I think my second tutorial. I did a drop pad, which is something I built here on the server. So you press the button, and yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, and that still works. So redstone back from Minecraft 1.8 in the beta days is working, and we should actually have a little look through the chests, see if there's anything interesting in them. I think this was one of my dogs. I had a couple of them on the server. So anyway, let's use this and go down to my base, which is underground. So we have a water thing there to break the fall. There's my other dog. And this is really nostalgic. I can remember the whole base and the layout and everything. There is a redstone room back here. This looks like some messy old wiring. It goes all over the place, and I'll show you what that's for in a moment. But if we go around to the side here, this is the main part of my base. There is this corridor, there's wall on the ground, and like these different rooms for doing stuff in. This one over here, yes, an old sand generator. This won't work. I'm not sure if there was something more to it than that, but we had a sand generator back on the server, and then yeah, there's nothing that way. So this little room right here, nothing too interesting. This was, well, that's a double chest that points, okay, it's just from the old map being converted into the new thing. So this is my tree farm. This is really uninteresting. It's just a little room where I used to grow trees with bone meal. Then if we go around the corner here, this is my little restaurant room. Nice to see that I did a little bit of creative stuff back then, not just projects, which was cool. And yes, that's right, we have bread in there if ever I'm hungry, and a whole bunch of food in these chests. You may notice, and there we go, the food isn't stacked because back then you couldn't stack them, which is pretty cool. Anyway, let's go around into the next room. This is my wall room. This is simply about storage, just a place to store all of my walls and my dyes. And if we hit this switch, we should see a crafting bench, and again, redstone from back in the way still working. That is awesome. I don't think I did a tutorial for that, although I have done a crafting bench swapperoo thing before. So this next bit is my station, and you can call a minecart from up above, so we will press that button and find out if that still works and come back to that in a moment. And then this room, I really like this room. I spent a lot of time on it, and now that I look at it, it is all made out of wooden planks, but that's all we had back then. That was the only wood you had, if I recall correctly. There wasn't spruce planks or anything like that. And yeah, this is just my storage room. I'm pretty sure there were chests in the middle. Maybe not, there's torches there instead. And yeah, just where I stored all of the different things that I collected, which is pretty cool. It's great to see this room again. And you could even go down below for some mass storage of cobblestone. And I don't know why I didn't put the chests directly on top of each other. I don't know if I could have done that back then, or if I just didn't know to do it. Very cool. It's very nice to have a look around this place. So this room right here, I did actually finish... Oh, I'm in creative. Finish this at a later point, but I don't have a backup for that, and I can't remember what on earth I did in there. I think it was some sort of smeltery. Then let's go into this interesting looking room, and let's just walk around the back here. You can see I was putting down black wool on the ground, and this is just my vault. So it's covered in obsidian. And if you go in here, we've got all of the things that I collected on the server. And back then, this amount of iron and gold and diamond was actually quite a lot. And you can see there's more in there as well, because I did enjoy doing some caving, as we all did at one point, whereas nowadays it's a done thing, I guess. Yep, that doesn't go anywhere. Let's go to this side first of all. There might be an interesting walkway around here. Yes, there is, but where does it go? It just goes back there. I thought it went somewhere a little more interesting. Never mind. So if we go up here, this is... Okay, I think there's a flower farm through here. Yeah, that's right. You'd bone meal the ceiling, then you'd hit the switch and the water would come down and give you loads of flowers and seeds and stuff. And then there was a wheat farm here, which has got some redstone controlling it. Again, it'd be nice to see if that actually works. And it's pretty self-explanatory. You release the water and it goes all the way to the end and knocks all of the wheat down below. And there is some redstone going all over the place up here. Where is the activation switch for this? I do not even know. Oh, maybe that's it. Oh, so it almost works. The one on that side didn't come out. There you go, all the drops come down the end there. And now, if we go around to the other side, we will see some of the other farms that I built on here. I can't remember if that leads... Yeah, that does lead somewhere. So this is an old mushroom farm. All the mushrooms have popped out by the looks of it. But this is the way they used to grow and spread. They would spread onto cobblestone, apparently. And there would just be a switch here that you would hit, and the water would come down. And then it would drop all the mushrooms in there. And we're probably going to get none, because it looks like that's broken. Now this area over here, this was... Ah, that's right. This is the bottom of the mob farm. Sweet. I've forgotten all about this. And yeah, we had this experimental crusher system set up. Let's see if this still works. So, we don't want to activate lava. We'll turn off the water so you could drown them. You could let them... Oh! The mob spawner works with witches in it. That is amazing. It still works. This is so cool. Okay. So then you could open the bottom and hit them. But they weren't one hit... Let's put it back. They weren't one hit kill. So you could also drown them. The water would come out and drown them. This is so cool. You could crush them like that. Or you could use lava. Oh, and you drop them into lava. Fascinating. And the redstone for this is all back here. And I never did a tutorial on this. This is just something I created here on the server. It is absolutely awesome to see this again. It really is. I hope you're enjoying it. It might be a little bit boring for you guys. You know, it's not the most interesting of builds and things going on here, but this has got a lot of memories for me, I guess. I think there's like a corridor that goes round in a ring around there, just where I was caving and digging and stuff. So anyway, if we go up here, we will be able to see the mob spawner. And what is on this side? Okay, that goes to the redstone up above. There is a lot of stuff to show in my base. Okay, so this is the mob spawner. It is amazing to see that it still works. I'm so pleased that it does. That's really cool. Yeah, so down the end here we also had a passive mob spawner, but I never really got too far with this. This is back when animals would spawn like hostile mobs do as well, so they'd go down into these water chambers, and I don't think I ever really finished that. Let's have a look in the chests. I had some diamond tools. Pretty cool. And let's just go back over to this side. In fact, because we're in creative mode, we can fly directly inside and have a look. This is just basically a dark room. Mobs spawn, they walk off the edges, and then they fall down into the middle here. And somewhere down there, there's something like a lava blade that kills spiders. But obviously it's not working quite the way it did before. Anyway, let's leave this. Actually, before we leave, let's press this button and hope... That's interesting. It doesn't work, but it creates a lighting effect. There we go. So anyway, if we go up top here, there is a redstone room full of an old piston swapping mechanism that obviously doesn't work anymore. If we remove this torch and replace it, Nope, that's not how you activate it. But anyway, the idea is that this becomes unpowered, the block gets pulled up, and then when it's powered again, the one on the other side activates, so it pushes across, and then the piston pushes down the glowstone. It's a shame that doesn't work anymore, because it allowed you to turn on and off the mob farm. But we should head out of here now. Let's go and see if that minecart got cooled successfully. That was another little redstone project right there. That took some time back then. And it still works. Amazing. Right, so pay attention here. This is a pretty cool thing. Look at that. There is lava coming down the middle with sandstone all the way around the side of it, and the ceiling there is made out of lava as well. That was a fun old project. And this right here, there's something special about this soul sand. So you click go down. I can't remember why you had soul sand there. There was a reason for that. If anyone knows, if anyone's been playing for that long and may understand why I put that there, then please let me know. So the next thing we're going to look at is something else that I did, and then we will probably look at other people's houses and bases. So if we go around the back here, I think this thing around here was really good. I'd never seen this before. At this point I've been watching YouTube videos, and this was a community project. By the way, Full Symmetry played on this server as well. She helped build this along with Geographer and a few of the other members, and I gotta say, coming back here, this is a really nice looking build, and it is really impressive because it was done all the way back then when you didn't have efficiency tools. And oh, the water streams and everything. Okay, right, so this is a tree farm, and this is probably the most common concept you've ever seen. Put the trees above water and then the saplings will fall down into them. And there are obviously better ways of doing it than what we've done here, but back then this was a concept I hadn't seen anywhere, and it just occurred to me when I was farming trees that if there's water nearby, you know, it's going to move all of the drops for you, so it'd be nice to just charge through here, chopping down all the trees like we've got here, and then have the leaves decay and most of the time fall down onto the water and get collected automatically. And so we took that idea as in a group, and then we all just worked on this together and had a lot of fun making this huge structure, including this massive roof across the top. And underneath it there are water streams. There's also some redstone. I'm trying to remember what that's for. So you can turn the water drain on or off. Oh, that one. Okay, that's interesting. That's kind of pointless. Why would you need to turn that off? I don't get it. But I guess that's something you can do. And yeah, there's pistons back here, so the redstone must come, there you go, it comes down the middle here and goes over there, and there's an inverter there. That's interesting. Oh, I guess the signal just needed changing. And that's the tree farm. It's fascinating to see this old project again. I am going to take a break for a second because my voice is getting a little bit sore, and then we'll have a look around and figure out where to continue from. So here are a couple more projects I was involved in. By the way, the pyramid is there and the tree farm is behind it. This is our strip mining area, and this is a structure that I built with the help of some other people on the server. Let's open all of these. You can drop down. Actually no, you can't, because the ladders are all like that. And I remember placing all of these torches thinking how hypnotic and cool this looked as you made your way down. But then you can push over to the outside and then drop back in again to get to the bottom, and there's nothing too interesting else down here other than that structure. That was pretty cool back then to build something like that. I think this is just a typical branch mine, and wherever you had finished branch mining you'd put a torch like this above it or something like that. I can't really remember, but this is surprisingly down the bottom at least not as impressive as I remember it being, but it was certainly a cool thing on the server. And we also had this building here. I can't remember if I helped build this or not. I certainly remember spending a lot of time here, but this was a community resources area. I can't open that chest. There we go. And I remember collecting lots and lots of sand and depositing it in these chests over here on the side. Some of these don't seem to open straight away, which is interesting. And then around the back here should be sand. Okay, I can't remember how it used to go. And there were 2 floors to this, and this thing was actually a lot more finished at one point, and this is the last backup that I have before Geographer took over the server, so I know that a lot more stuff happened on here. like that building getting finished. This one over here again is one of those things, I can't remember if I actually built this top area or not, but I definitely had something to do with this. And if you go all the way down here, some of the other members on the server built a little farm out of a mob spawner. And do you know what, I could never find it. There's just this mess of caves and we're not even going to be able to find it. Right, so let's go back and we're going to have a look next at the slime farm, which is over the other side of our little community central area here on the server. By the way, this is where you usually spawn in, just somewhere around the middle here. Full Symmetry's house is that one back there, by the way. And yes, the slime farm is under this one, Chris Hanna's house, that's right. I remember building this with him, and I remember how it looks when he had the texture pack as well. But down the side here is where we go down to the slime farm. This is where my YouTube story began, really, because we were following Static's tutorial on how to build this slime farm. We built it, and then after that I decided that I would give it a go making some videos myself. So yeah, there's this little outpost right here. I remember the chest in the ceiling. And then you go back down here, and somewhere around here on the side there should be some white wool. And I don't see it. Maybe it's behind the sand. There's the white wool. Excellent. So when you break the white wool, that's how you get into the slime farm. So down here would have been slime chunks. It's not working at the moment because we're in a flat world, and so these are probably not slime chunks, but the slimes would make their way off the edges of the platforms and they would go down into these water streams. And when they get pushed round into the middle, somewhere here, the way the water's arranged, it can actually drown the slimes and divide them up into small ones. And the small ones would go all the way down into the middle, and then they'd climb up the ladders all the way up to the top. And that is actually pretty cool. Like the slime farm that we have on Hermitcraft, you know, it just kills all of them. And I haven't seen one of these in a while where you just get the smallest ones and do something with them. So it takes those all the way up to the surface. And I'll tell you what, I'll do a cut and get back up there. And so this is the top of the slime farm. This is a little building that I built. And back then you were so limited with your building options, like everything is just built out of wooden planks. It's quite funny to see, but on the inside, nice little green carpet thing. It's actually just wall blocks, isn't it, going on here. So this little contraption, if you hit it one way, I think it drowns the slimes, and then if you hit it the other, it puts the drops in front of you. I can't remember how that works, but that's the top of that contraption right there, and so I built a little house for it out here. If we go around to the side, we have the cacti farm. This is something else that I built. This is really simple. You can see on the inside you've got the blocks just clipping the edge of the cactus, and this would probably still work, although I don't see anything down the bottom there. And that's that building. It's surprisingly uninteresting, as a lot of the things are here on Reflection. You know, no one really builds with the wooden planks constantly anymore. So this is Full Symmetry's house over here. You can see it's pretty impressive. And if we go up the top here, it's got the little kitchen area, and then an upstairs. And I remember this being a little more furbished. I think this is, again, like, we played on the map for quite a while after this backup, and there's also something underneath, I think. Yeah, there's like a ladder to get down to a secret area somewhere down there. And then over here we've got someone who built a little fishing house out there on the edge, and then this thing, which is insane. So it might just look like a circle. I have no idea how to get in here anymore. There's a path that leads there from somewhere, and the entrance should be somewhere over here. See, I can remember. Is that a mob spawner? That might have been a mob spawner and someone broke it. Anyway, let's go down. Oh, okay, apparently that's not it. Let's... Nope. There is an entrance somewhere around here. There we go. And this is not going to look as impressive as it was back then. I can say it now. That's probably the case for a lot of this world and the things in it. But check this out. Remember, no efficiency tools. We built a basin at the top, filled it with water, and then started digging away everything below it. And I can barely tell you why we did that. I don't know. But this was our quarry for getting resources, and it is really cool to see this again. And I think this was also a squid farm, maybe. If we just fly over the top here and see where the water comes out to. You know, I'm pretty sure there was some sort of farming operation of some sort going on there. And we eventually digged a lot more of this out, by the way, but this back up you haven't seen quite as much. And then down here there may or may not be an old strip mine system. Let's have a look. Looks like it's still here. Yep, that's right. This is just it looks so strange. You used to do stuff back then without really caring too much for aesthetics and, you know, just putting down blocks wherever. But this was a method which, you know, these days isn't too efficient when you think about it. And I'm just going to break stuff here. It doesn't matter. It's a little backup world. You would see all of these blocks around it. So then on the next one, you would see those ones. And then on this one down here, you're going to see those. Can you see what's happening? You basically get to see everything for as far as you dig. Whereas we now know that because ores are usually... Well, why didn't I take that redstone? Ores are usually in groups of, 4. That this isn't actually the most efficient thing. It allows you to see everything, but you can probably get away with digging further apart and getting more ores overall. So we'll go back to the surface and have a look at a few more things. There you go. I knew it was a squid farm. So here is another building that I made. I made quite a lot of stuff on here on reflection. This is a portal room. Wow, those doors are just messed up. If we go inside, you can see it's an alright looking room for back then, and I have no idea. Oh, of course, there's not going to be any nether because it's from the backup. And let's just go back through. I'm going to have to go look at that now and find out if we did anything in the nether. Now this building right here, look at it. Doesn't it look really strange? Well, when I built this in a texture pack, it looks amazing, and I really wish I could see this world in that texture pack again. If we go down below, this is a house that I built for another member on the server. There's a little wheat farm down here. On this side there's a sugarcane farm. And then, let's see, you had this thing over here. And I think you had a disposal one on this side. That's right, so you could chuck things down into the lava and you could use the infinite water source. If you look there, there's water on that side and that side, so it regenerates itself. Then there's some lava down there, there's a swimming pool out back, and if you go up the top here, there's a nice little staircase to a bed and then some storage area, and it really doesn't look that impressive compared to all the things we have in the game today. It's crazy how far this game has gone. It's also pretty crazy to see like how much people played it back then with so limited options as well, because I guess people could really see the potential for the game, and just having the basic building blocks was enough. So there's a little temple over there. I don't think there's really much to see in here. There's a few of other people's bases in the area, but they are mostly just for the chests and things, people's belongings. Not too much to see. So where should we go next? This house right here was another one of the original members. I think the first person to come onto the server. He built his house right here. I don't see a sign with his name on. And let's have a little nosy through his chests. I remember him being quite rich, but that was back then, so in comparison it doesn't seem like it, but he had a lot of stuff. And he had a little jacuzzi up the top as well. Yes, there's the jacuzzi. So where to next? Let's go outside and have a look. We've got this thing up there. I can't remember who built that. That might have been me. I remember doing some stuff for it. There's a little tool shed over here as well. The newbie hut, that's right. And we put a bunch of starter supplies down here. Don't know if this ever really got finished or filled up with stuff. Nope, doesn't look like it. There is a chance that some of the chests might have got corrupted or something like that as well, but don't think that would have made too much of a difference. Here is another one of my buildings. I'm starting to realise that I just built tons of stuff on here. This is a wheat farm that I built all the way back then when things were done a little bit differently. So you would activate the redstone, the pistons would pull up and the water would flow out and harvest all of the wheat. So let's do that. And it still works. I'm not surprised. I was quite expecting that one to still work. And yeah, then all of the drops go down to a single point over here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So around the corner here, there were a few other buildings in this area, but that was later on when more members came onto the server. And we got a castle over there that someone started working on but never finished. This is the back of a base we'll go and look at in a moment. And then there were two brothers that used to play on here together, and this was their little house if I recall correctly. And then over here you got something else that I built. This is when 1.8 come out and melons were introduced. I built this little thing over here. I think you harvest it manually. There's no pistons or any magic like that. So if you follow the path round to the corner here, I think this was a house that I helped build with someone, or we built it together for another new member. Built them a nice little area up the top here, and yeah, I'm just getting that feeling for what it was like building it. It was all about like little slopes like this, and it's kind of hard to describe, just the little things, whereas now the game's come along so much. I'm just repeating myself over and over again, aren't I? So yep, another little building I built there. Then somewhere on this hill is the way to get to that little base that we saw a moment ago. It's just over here. Okay, this base got a lot bigger. I remember there being some extra farms and things in here. So where else is there to have a look at now? We've got the tower to go to. We've got this place around here, which is amazing. This guy and his friend came onto the server and built this, and it looked absolutely amazing. It still does look pretty good, I gotta say. There's a lot of cobblestone going on. Remember, there were less block textures back there. There were no stone bricks, but this was really impressive. A nice little castle that he built. And I remember coming around to give him some building materials to help him out with his project. It looks so cool. So around the front here, I think there's not particularly much to see on the inside. I think he's got like one farm. He has this room down here. It looks so cool. Check that out. That still looks good. And there's stone bricks here. So we did have stone bricks. Maybe they had just been introduced in 1.8. But that was really cool. And if we go up, there's some more stuff to see up the top as well. A bed. Some indoor plants, and actually that appears to be it. Pretty cool little place though. Let's have a look down here. Just another empty room. Do you know what? You got so much more stuff in the game to fill your rooms with now. I remember back then there used to be tons of like big empty rooms, and you build stuff but there'd be nothing much in it, or it wouldn't really have a function. Like this little tower here, I mean, it doesn't lead to anywhere, but it's pretty impressive. And I don't know where this goes, or where the way out is. Okay, that appears to be it. And yeah, so I don't think there's too much more to see or to talk about around here. There is one last base, that tower, and this one right here with the waterfall at the front. I can't remember who it was who built this, but they built a nice little base here. I remember I helped them do some stuff up the top there. I can't remember exactly what that was. I built something secret for them down here, and it's still here. What's behind? Oh. Okay, that wasn't it. I built some chests or something. I don't know. It's good to see this old world, though. It's probably not the most interesting thing you've seen. Oh, that's right. He connected everything up with a bunch of tunnels, and then up here I built a little farm for him somewhere. I think it was this one right here. Just a little hidden wheat farm. And yeah, I built this balcony for him with the beds, I think is what I did. I remember doing something up here. And so the last thing to see is the tower. I don't know if I built this or not, but I remember spending a lot of time working around here. We've got the lava flowing down from the top. We fly all the way up here. There's nothing to see really, is there? And that is the old world. So here is what the place looks like from up above. I also went into the Nether and checked that out, and there was pretty much nothing to see in there, so we won't bother with that. But this wasn't the end of the world. After this it became Geomine, and Geographer took over and ran the map, and it went for quite some time. There was lots of things that were done and changed, and we missed something. We missed the tree, the giant tree. This was another one of my little projects. I decided to make a massive tree, and do you know what? It looks pretty derpy. But you could go up into it. I remember there was an underground passage, and I have no idea how you got there, but the underground passage would take you up to the top of the tree like this, and I made it so you could go to the different areas and just look out and get a different view over the different places, which is pretty cool. But that is going to be it for this video. Let me know what you thought of this world, especially if you played the game back then. What do you think about how it's changed from back then to now? Because it just looks so different. It's the old school Minecraft, and the game really has come a long way. And I got to say, the project that I am most impressed with is this one right here. This is just fantastic. But that is going to be it for this video, unfortunately. So leave a comment, let me know what you thought about this little world tour, and I will see you soon. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.